Okay, I guess we're rolling. So it's a cool Friday night, the 26th. This is St. Peter's Seminary, and some of you will recognize a photograph that I took of myself with my car, very close to where we're standing right now, or at least me and this tripod. And the caption was, "This is what success looks like." I still think that holds true. It it's amazing what can be accomplished, especially by someone that knows that they're innocent. Uh, why am I saying that? Well, because it's a bittersweet moment right now. In a few days, I'll be leaving for work. I'll be going back to my profession and my trade, and that's with my own hands. And if I were to relate that to Catholicism or Christianity, of course, Jesus was a carpenter. So, follow in the footsteps, I guess. I'm not saying that's the primary reason as to why I became an aircraft mechanic, but it certainly is a good reason. If everything goes right over the next few months, I might not be a Londoner anymore. I'll be moving everything that I have to a place that I barely know, still within this province, and still close to my childhood roots. But it's not the same place anymore. And that's the thing with moving on and with building your life back better. Now, I didn't deserve to have what happened to me happen to me. I chose what I did with my actions to do what I have so as not to continue this cycle of violence and abuse. I chose differently. I said, no, I'm gonna try and do something about this. I didn't take it out on somebody else just because of their belief system or their sexual orientation. And to me, that is disgusting. That is what's truly disgusting about what happened to me. Is that other people either understood and then ignored, or they didn't understand and then they were filled with fear. And in both moments, they chose not to act because evil persists when good people do nothing. More than one person has tried to push me out of my livelihood, of my city, of the things that I love, because they wanted to fight dirty. They didn't want to they didn't want to fight above or punch above the belt. They wanted to go straight for my fucking balls. Okay? Now, what does that have to do with the seminary? Oh, quite a bit, Quite a bit. I didn't just pop up out of nowhere. I had guidance. I had some good people in my younger years. And they didn't yell or scream, twist my arm, break my ribs or my ankles, and then pin me to the ground and slam my head up against the concrete. I didn't deserve that. For a lot of people, their identity begins and ends with their belief system, with their religious affiliation or the lack thereof. And that's called fanaticism. It's called fanaticism or zealotry. And both of these things are sins. They're sins. They're not virtues. They're vices. I think about how much time was wasted over the past year and a half. Because I don't fucking know. But judgment comes for everyone. Not just in our own lives, but when we die. And some of you might think, oh, there's no repercussions or there's no consequences to my actions because of my position and because of my power. But you don't have power unless other people support you. You see, that's the trick. That's the trick. I've been reading David Goggins' book as part of this fitness challenge with the Canadian Armed Forces. And those of you that know me know that I was in cadets. I was a staff cadet. I received awards. And I've also received awards for an award for being an aircraft mechanic because I'm good at what I do. And I want to be good at what I do. That's the thing, the insecure, the bitterness, the contempt, and the rage. The rage. Trying to seek balance and justice for something that might not even exist. In the absence of religion, new religions are created. New belief systems are created. And when we let those run rampant and anything goes, and we allow these ideas and these idealisms to corrupt the young, then it's our own damn fault, every single one of us. I didn't need to fight in a civilized society with other people just to make a living. The merits of my skills and my talents should have been enough. But no, it's far more than that. And then some other people think that you can be forged through fire, and that's the only way to toughen someone up. I completely disagree with that. I don't think that by torturing someone, that makes them into a better person. How about you? You know, everybody suffers. But the big question is, how is your suffering greater than my own? And if you can't answer that, then maybe you shouldn't be in a position of power and making decisions over other people's lives. I remember being young. I do. I remember being in this kind of setting, this higher education, right? I'm still academically suspended all these years later from Trent University. I'm still a student. I never left. I never left university. I just went off on a meandering path to success. And that's how I'm going to feel when I walk into that aircraft hangar a few days from now. Because injury didn't stop me. Jail time didn't stop me. Being persecuted and then thrown in jail because of that, for attempting to intervene and then save someone from killing themselves or continuing a cycle of harm. You see, that's the price of heroism, is that sooner or later, you're going to get burned. You're going to get burned for sticking your neck out, for standing up for someone else, even when they don't want you to. There's a price to pay. And for some people, it's too high. But some gave all. Or sorry, how's it go? Some gave all, but all gave some. And they sure as hell didn't do it for the reasons that you think they did. And you would know that if you opened up a few history books. So again, this is what success looks like. And I hope you find success in your own life.